Okay, this looks good. What if there's so many termination during work permit? Does that justify to extend work permit because there is always loss of time and termination to find another job? AVS, good question. My friend, vulnerable open work permit in such particular situation is can be an option, cannot be an option, but you'll have to take a closer look at it. Now, vulnerable open work permit in principle by default is meant for people who are facing abuse at workplace, financial abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, um, physical abuse, or mental abuse. These five types of abuse, if you are able to justify, then technically you can apply for a vulnerable open work permit. Say, for example, your employer laid you off and did not pay you the severance, did not give you the notice period, did not pay you well, and held back your checks. Then that is financial abuse. Your employer was shouting on you, continuously for a couple of days, and that affected you mentally and was verbally abusing you, cursing you and whatnot. So that is one kind of abuse. Sexual abuse, obviously everybody knows that. Then mental abuse and all of those things. If you are able to prove or give supporting documentation for such things, then yes, you can submit an application for a vulnerable open work permit. But just because your employer terminated your employment and paid you off properly following the Code of Employment Standards Act, then that doesn't qualify you for a vulnerable open work permit. However, recently I've seen a couple of cases where people applied for it and got that approved. I was surprised, but that is not the proper definition or the eligibility criteria of a vulnerable open work permit. People like to do it, people want to do it, and people are doing it. I've seen a lot of practitioners doing it. That's their choice, but I just told you the proper definition of vulnerable open work permit. That's how that gets processed.